Greetings ladies and gentlemen and welcome. I'm Volk and this is my video overview of the changes coming to the Jedi Sentinel in patch 3.0 and the digital expansion Shadow of Revan for our favorite MMO game Star Wars The Old Republic. We will start with the basic overview of the discipline window and general changes to the Sentinel class. Then move on to more serious stuff, the most important changes to the 3 disciplines. In the end, I will show you a preview of the new Season 3 Ranked Armor Set reward, as well as the new crystals and ranged weapons. Now be aware, if you've seen my Marauder video, there are a little bit of different information here and there, especially the visual effects and the animations. The material we'll be working with is one developer blog posted on the official website and one developer stream. I know most of us dig through the mined information all the time, but I want to keep this video strictly bound to the official released information because it's less likely to be dramatically changed. We know how BioWare works. They don't talk about things before they are 95% sure they're ready with them. First of all, here is what we can expect from the new set bonuses and the new armor sets that we'll be farming with 3.0 and its content. The bonuses are the same for both PvP and PvE, stupid I know, but we will not be able to mix sets in order to get the full set bonuses. The interesting part is that wrists and belts are now included and also grant boosts. We have 3 set bonuses now for owning 2, 4 and 6 parts of the armor sets. For 2 pieces, Assault or Zealous Strike increases damage dealt by 2% for 15 seconds. This event cannot occur more often than every 30 seconds. 4 pieces reduces the cooldown of Frenzy or Valorous Call by 15 seconds. Additionally, activating Berserk or Zen increases all damage dealt by 3 seconds. For 6 pieces, activating Ravage or Master Strike will grant Weapon Masters Challengers critical bonus, making your next Vicious Throw, Vicious Strike and Annihilate or Dispatch, Concentrated Slice and Merciless Slash critically hit. This effect cannot occur more often than every minute. Nice bonuses, but far away from great. And the fact that we will have the same ones shared between the PvP and PvE sets speaks to me a little bit of laziness and lack of creativity from the developers. We are already familiar with the new look of the advanced class spec. It's now called Discipline Path. If you're not familiar with that, click the link to my video overview. It will open in a new window, so you'll be able to watch it and then come back to finish this one. A very quick and basic overview here with a few words about the disciplines. The left side of the window is specific to each of the 3 paths and it grants active and passive skills to the player as we level up. On the right side we have the utilities section. They are the same skills, passive boosts, not skills, for all 3 disciplines and only offers passive boosts or changes to our current skills. There are no active abilities there. At level 60 we will have 7 points to spend on utilities and the restrictions are as follows. Minimum 3 points spent in tier 1 to unlock tier 2. Minimum 2 more points spent on tier 1 or tier 2 to unlock tier 3. We can spend all 7 points if you like to in tier 1. The Sentinel still has 3 different specs. The third one that used to be shared 3 with the Guardian class is now called Concentration. The focus is now the only reserved for Guardians. There have been some changes to active and passive skills. New ones have been added to some of the discipline paths. Skills have been moved around from one discipline to another, removed completely from the game, and so on. In the new patch, the most significant change to Sentinel, according to the dev blog, is the absence of skill riposte. It is now only available to Guardians. While the skill had its rare usability and role, it was really nice for some specific burst moments here and there, mostly for PvE. It was for most players a waste of space and many never bothered to use it and slot it in their toolbars. I've got separate videos for each of the 3 disciplines for more details on the changes and skills, plus some analysis and personal thoughts. You're welcome to check all of them if you want to learn more. In this video, we will go through the 3 paths quickly and briefly mark the most important changes, or at least the way I see them. Watchman, This is still the dot spec. It remains the most sustained single target DPS spec. The changes are making it a little bit more complicated than what it was, but that will only add to the fun of playing it, I hope. The 4 main active abilities that are seen in the overview window are considered most important for the spec, and they are Cauterize, granted at level 10, Overload Saber, granted at level 26, Merciless Slash, granted at level 41, down from 45 in the old advanced class Watchman 3, and Force Melt, a brand new dot ability, granted at level 57. The developer blog explains the changes as follows. Watchman Sentinels are gaining a new passive skill that makes their Geoform and Merciless Slash build up twice as fast. They also get another skill that allows them to spread some of their burning effects to targets damaged by their Force Sweep, as long as one of the targets damaged by Force Sweep is already suffering from those burning effects. In addition to these new passives, Watchman Sentinels also gain a new active ability. Important to note is that when you spread the dot, it doesn't refresh the duration, so you have to be careful when you're using that. The new ability is called Force Melt. It has a very nice animation, at least I liked it, and the description is as follows. Calls on the power of the Force to melt the target, causing it to burn for elemental damage over 15 seconds. I believe in the developer stream it was changed to 18 seconds, but it's all still in testing, so don't quote me on that. Cauterize no longer has a cooldown, but to keep things interesting for this discipline, players will need to be able to successfully juggle 3 different burns, each of which has unique duration, while also keeping Merciless Slash on cooldown in order to maximize their damage output. Merciless Slash now has 30 seconds of buff duration, up from 24, so it's even easier than before to keep it up in any boss fight or PvP fight. Cauterize is now unique to only Watchman 3, and while I loved using it as a filling up ability in my combat rotations, it was never meant to be an important addition to the other 2 specs, so it's not a big loss to me personally. Combat. Developers claim its playstyle to be very similar to what we know from before the expansion. Whether this is true or not, we will discuss it in more detail in the Carnage 3.0 overview video that I've prepared. It will be separate from this one. Just a couple words, I don't like the changes to the spec. I feel it's very boring, unique, simple and straightforward. But I haven't played it yet, so let's hope I'm wrong. The 4 unique abilities listed in the overview window are a Terraform, granted at level 10, which is nice, we get it as soon as we become Sentinel. It doesn't give accuracy anymore, so that rules out the gear switching, but it now grants Alacrity, 3% Alacrity bonus. Blade Rush, granted at level 26, which has been significantly boosted in DPS, so it completely replaces the basic slash ability. It also comes much earlier now, as it used to be top tier ability in the Combat 3. Precision or Precision Slash. It's called Precision now because it doesn't require a target, granted at level 41. And the last one is Clashing Blast, granted at level 57, which is a new ability that completely replaces Blade Storm. The changes, as explained on the developer blog, are: Combat Sentinels gain a new passive ability that reduces the focus consumed by Blade Rush and Cyclone Slash by 1 each during Zen. They also get another new passive ability that automatically triggers an Ataru form attack on all targets damaged by Cyclone Slash. Force Health has wiggled its way over to Combat from the Concentration, formerly known as Focus, discipline to help the Combat discipline with focus generation. That's nice. Additionally, Combat has gained a new ability. Clashing Blast unleashes a powerful blast of force energy at the target, dealing energy damage. The blast stuns standard and weak enemies for 5 seconds, shares a cooldown with Blade Storm. Important to know is the change to Precision. It has now a flat cooldown of 12 seconds. The developer stream was aired 2 days after the developer blog, and it has been changed. The duration of Precision is only 3 seconds long. It is still, or again depending on when you're watching the video, off the global cooldown, which is good for both PvP and PvE. It doesn't require target anymore and deals no damage. Concentration is the name of the third discipline, the previously known as shared advanced class 3 called Focus. Here we will see more significant changes compared to the other two paths. The four unique abilities listed in the overview window are Focused Burst at level 10, a new skill that does not share a cooldown with Force Sweep, but is much more powerful and useful for single target DPS. Zealous Sleep at level 26, which is the same as before with the free addition of it being available while the player is immobilized. Force Exhaustion at level 41 and Concentrated Slice at level 57, which is a new expensive but also very powerful hitting ability, seriously boosted by the new set bonus for the class. Brief check what the developer blog says about it. Concentration, formerly known as Focus Sentinels, gained the following two new abilities. Focused Burst blasts the enemy target with a powerful burst of force energy dealing kinetic damage. Concentrated Slice slices the target for significant weapon damage, attacks with both weapon if dual wielding. Concentration skills that affect Force Sweep now also affect Focused Burst, and this effectively causes Focused Burst to replace Force Sweep in the Concentration Sentinel's single target damage rotation. Concentration Sentinels also gain a new passive ability that temporarily increases their defense after using Concentrated Slice. The spec went through some interesting changes, and while it's still considered the best AoE and the most bursty AoE, the huge nerf to Force Sweep makes it a lot more acceptable when you are fighting against the Focus Sentinel, for example. Speaking of AoE overpowerness, the changes to the way dots behave in the Watchman discipline will allow you to dot a lot more targets at the same time. This is the brief overview of the upcoming changes to the Jedi Sentinel. If you like this video, be sure to check all my other videos explaining the three disciplines in more details, as well as check out the full video playlist I have created for SWTOR 3.0. It should help all of us to prepare for the expansion, hopefully. As usual, feel free to share your opinion and correct me if I was wrong here or there. Fill in the gaps that I may have left behind me. I know a lot of the announced changes make the class look more easy and dull, but let's keep our hopes up that this is just the first impression. It probably is a little bit different when you get to test it for yourself. Every class, when mastered properly, is fun and challenging. Revan, here we come. Thank you all for watching the video. See you in the next one. Bye bye.